Imagine surviving a terrifying plane crash, then floating adrift in the ocean for 47 straight days, surrounded by circling sharks, with virtually zero food or water. And just when you think the nightmare is over, you're captured and thrown into a brutal enemy prison camp. That is the harrowing true story of Louis Zamperini, the subject of the book Unbroken. But this video isn't about war. It's about how a human being learns to stay mentally unbreakable when life becomes painful, chaotic, and completely unfair. Here are 4 practical lessons from Louis' story that you can use to build serious mental resilience, starting right now. The book follows Louis Zamperini, an Olympic runner, funny, wild, competitive. Then, war changes everything. His plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean, and suddenly, his life becomes a fight to survive. He spends weeks floating in the ocean, no food, almost no water, sharks swimming around him every single day. And just when he survives that, he gets captured and sent to brutal prison camps. Most people would mentally give up long before their body does. But Louis kept adapting, again and again and again. That's the real lesson of this book. Humans can get used to almost anything, even pain, even suffering, which also means we can train ourselves to handle discomfort, build discipline, and become stronger over time. One thing I noticed throughout the book: the mind always screamed before reality actually ended. The body still had more left. The situation still had options. But the brain wanted surrender early. And honestly, we do the same thing every day. You sit to study for 20 minutes and suddenly your brain acts like it's being hunted for sport. You feel awkward in one conversation and your mind says, "Never speak again." You fail once and your brain starts writing a funeral speech for your future. The lesson? Your first emotional reaction is often dramatically weaker than your actual capability. For the next 7 days, practice something called stay 10 minutes longer. Want to quit workout? Stay 10 more minutes. Want to close the book? Read 10 more minutes. Want to escape discomfort? Stay in it slightly longer. Not enough to destroy yourself, just enough to retrain your panic threshold. Because resilience isn't built through heroic moments. It's built through tiny negotiations with discomfort. One detail people overlook in Unbroken: Louis joked constantly, even during horrible conditions. That sounds small, but psychologically, it's massive. Humor creates distance from pain. It tells your nervous system, this situation controls my environment, but not my spirit. Some of the strongest people I've met aren't emotionless. They simply refuse to let darkness become sacred. That's adaptation. Not pretending life is easy, but refusing to become mentally owned by difficulty. Practical homework for you. Create a recovery ritual. Whenever stress hits, go for a walk. Listen to one song. Write one sarcastic sentence about the situation, or simply breathe before reacting. The goal is simple: interrupt emotional spirals before they become identity. Because repeated stress eventually trains helplessness, unless you deliberately reset yourself. Prison camps tried to destroy prisoners mentally before physically. Why? Because once identity collapses, resistance disappears. And honestly, modern life does this too. Not with prison camps, but with comparison, addiction, validation, constant distraction. People slowly forget who they are. Louis survived partly because he still saw himself as someone who could endure. That identity mattered. Your brain behaves according to the role you repeatedly assign yourself. If you constantly say, "I'm lazy, I'm weak, I always fail," your mind starts protecting that identity like software protecting corrupted code. Practical homework. Write this sentence tonight. What kind of person do I want to become under pressure? Then choose 3 traits. Maybe calm, disciplined, reliable, patient, fearless. Now here's the important part. For the next week, stop focusing on outcomes. Focus on proving those traits through actions. Tiny actions count. Identity grows through evidence. Louis survived because he adapted constantly. He adjusted expectations, behavior, and mentality. Rigid people break faster. That's true physically, mentally, and emotionally. A lot of people suffer because they think growth should feel clean and linear. But real growth looks messy. Some days you dominate your routine. Other days your only victory is not giving up completely. It still counts. A tree survives storms not because it's unmovable, but because it bends without snapping. Here's what I want you to do. Create a minimum survival version of your routine. For example, can't do 1 hour workout? Do 10 push-ups. Can't study 3 hours? Study 15 minutes. Can't journal fully? Write 3 sentences. Your goal during hard periods is not perfection. It's maintaining identity continuity. Never let bad days convince you that you became a different person. Unbroken teaches a simple but powerful lesson. Mental strength isn't about never feeling pain. It's about continuing to move forward when life gets hard. Louis Zamperini survived because he kept adapting instead of giving up. And that's something all of us can practice. Stay calm. Do the next small step. Keep going. Because the people who become unbreakable aren't the ones who avoid hard times. They're the ones who learn how to endure them. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more lessons from powerful books that you can actually use in real life.